That is so
Was
funny.
I wrong?
Was I wrong?
Obviously not if she was like...
Are you going to tell me I'm wrong?
I'm not wrong, you're wrong. In Batman voice.
Witch of the East.
The Wicked Witch of the West. Isn't it the West?
West, East, whatever.
North, South?
All the witches.
Burning Solace.
Burning Solace.
Dude, last night, we're making dinner. I fucked something up. I don't know where I go, Burning Solace. And Chris did one of these in the kitchen. And then he was like, Burning Solace. And then he went, God damn it.
I know.
Like, we're clearly really sick.
Cauldron boil me.
Cauldron boil me. Sianta. Please bless me.
Please bless me.
But yeah, dude, it just came out of nowhere too. It was like real. Burning
Real.
Solace. And he just like turned around and he was like, Burning Solace. It's like, yeah, you know what it means.
You know what I'm feeling right now.
You know, I mean, the fuck.
The fuck?
It's the same thing. It just sounds cooler to say Burning
I know. Whenever that's why I love taking things from books. I'm like, it just sounds better.
It just fits my Delulu life a little bit better.
Yeah, no. God.
I'm Kara.
I'm Chris.
We're the Midnight Babes. We're back with another Shantel Tessier because we're still doing the Dark Kingdom series, and we are on Graves' book, which is number Tres Leches.
Tres Leches.
3 milks.
3 milks.
It's number 3, and we keep getting Grave and Cross confused, so we are going to do our bestest to not get them confused.
Yes.
Because they are two very different characters.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think it might be their names for me.
I think it is too, but you would think, hello, Grave is like he is out to fucking kill himself with everything.
Okay, so let's
he's
remember it
doing.
this way: he's trying to dig his own grave.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cross tattoos, crosses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yes.
We got this.
Okay.
We got this.
Promise.
So obviously he's part of the Dark Kingdom.
Yep.
We know that.
He is Bones' little brother.
Yep. And he's just an interesting little fellow.
He's a little fucked in the head. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I mean
he has problems.
Yeah, and again, you know, Shantel compares Grave to Lucifer, bringer of light and enlightenment, but he is like one dark fucking soul.
Yeah.
I mean, he's struggling with every type of addiction. He is struggling with fighting. He goes down to like the ring and the club or in their like
the airport or whatever.
Yeah. Well, no, he fights at the kingdom.
Oh, and then he'll fight.
And then he'll go to the airport. Which we've learned is an illegal gambling ring. That was like an old airport that shut down.
Yep.
And
it's run by some other
the
mafia.
Mason brothers.
Yeah.
So they're also mafia, but like they don't have money like the Kings do.
No. Yeah.
However, like from my understanding, the airport is like where all the shady fucking shit goes down.
Yes.
Like it's said that like in this book, April, the girl should not be at the airport alone or with Jasmine. Like they should have a man with them. They talk about like don't get like alone in like a corner around there. No. Like it just sounds like a sketchy ass place to be.
I would not want to be there.
There's underground gambling, drug use, and fights. Like
and racing.
Yeah, and racing. Oh, that's right, the street races.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Fun stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, again, you get the prologues in these books, and they're all like a little bit about who this book is about, them growing up. So like in the prologue, like Graves beating this guy named Randy because he's yelling at a stripper named Natalie at Glass.
Yep.
And Bones like comes in and like gets him off. But I mean, like right away, like I mean, this dude is like ferociously beating a man.
Yeah.
Granted, like, you know, you're protecting a stripper. I appreciate that. But at the same time...
It isn't Randy or whatever. He was in code of silence.
Yes. And even like Lucy comes into this book.
Yes.
And Lucy's from the first one, right? So like, again, she does a lot of those character building and like letting you know who's with who doing what.
Yeah.
And then she'll bring them into the other books and give you like a more full story.
Yeah. Can I just say, I felt for Lucy, like, I did not like her at first. And then, like, it kind of keeps going on. And it's like, okay, like,
I get where you're coming from.
It's because of your addiction. It's because of, like, how things are playing out for you.
Wait, you mean Lucy or April?
Lucy.
With Luca? Wait, Lucy.
Lucy's the one that wants to be with Grave. Like,
oh, that's right. The psycho bitch.
Yeah, so
okay.
Like, there's so many characters. It does get kind of confusing if you're not reading them like back to back or anything like that. It's been a while since we've read these, but yeah, I felt for Lucy because Lucy was all with
that's
Grave.
Right. Yeah,
it's like no, we're together. Like that's his main go-to. Like you can fuck other people, whatever.
That's right.
But,
I
like,
remember that because that's who we see Grave fucking in like the first two books. Is he's like they like joke that he has his fuck toy Lucy in there or whatever, and he's like she can stay tied up for a few hours.
He leads. She is like leads with the addiction part of it.
Yes.
They both have that in common. So that's why they are constantly with each other. And like Lucy turns into, no, I fucking love you. And I'm going to do anything I can.
Nobody can have
and he's
you.
like, you're just of my fucking fuck toy. You know,
like that's all you are. I don't have any feelings for you.
Not like that. I care for you.
Mm-hmm. Like I wouldn't like wish death on you.
No.
But like also fuck off and go find another dude. Like I don't know what to tell you at this point.
Yeah. Like
he
thought
made
there
it
was an
really
understanding.
clear. Yeah, I mean, like we all thought there was an understanding until Lucy was like, "I love you," and like blowing up his phone, and he's like, "Leave me alone." So yeah, she was pretty annoying. I wasn't a super fan of her.
No, but then it turns into like, oh, I feel fucking bad because then it's like now everything's leading up and yeah.
We also like hear a lot about the stripper Natalie that Grave is with. He has like this soft spot for her. Like she's got kids and he's like putting her up in a room in Kingdom
like,
for her safety. He doesn't want anything bad to happen to her. So like even though like these men aren't like a pillar of the community and like the best ways, like yeah, they have money and they're running Las Vegas, but like by no means are these upstanding men, right? Like we're running escort services.
Yeah.
You know? But Grave, who like oversees the strip clubs, he's very protective of those women.
Yeah.
And from his own past, but from a true caring point, right? Yeah. So I thought that was cool, and they kind of continue to go back to Natalie because Grave does not forget about her throughout the whole book.
I really
enjoyed
that.
All this shit going on.
I really enjoyed that.
I'm like, damn, you're a functioning addict
who's
running clubs, being present for the stripper, and getting to know April. I'm like, holy shit, dude. You've got a lot going on, sir.
And like when he sees April for the first time, like it hits hard
at the flower shop, and she's got like her purple hair, and he's like,
this is my type of woman.
This is my girl. Like, dude, he walks into the flower shop and he ends up like, doesn't he make up some like lie that he was getting his dad's flowers?
No, his mom. It was
and
his
she's
mom's
dead.
birthday.
Yeah, and she's dead.
Yeah,
and it's like, why'd you say that, dude?
It's like he just couldn't.
He couldn't, like, he was like in love. He was like, I don't know what to say. And she's like, do you want me to write a note on the card?
And he's like,
no.
Because he left it blank. But she
filled it in anyways. I was like, oh, she's so cute.
God.
And she has her brother Ethan. April does.
Little shit.
Yeah, and we see that he drops a king card, her brother, and that's how she finds out what's this, right?
Yep.
She hooks up with her friend Alexa, and they meet
Jasmine
and Emily.
Yes. And then her and Jazz really start to become friends.
Yeah, they start to like hit it off really well. They end up going to Kingdom to look for Ethan one night with that key that they find, and they end up seeing that he's fighting.
She rips into his ass. Dude, she's beating him too.
She's gonna literally beat Ethan's ass, but then Graves comes in and is about to do the same. Like he is just as pissed that
Ethan was there.
And now he knows, like, that's your brother. He's kind of like, the fuck is going on?
I love that because she comes in, they go into the back. Ethan's like, getting back after his fight, and she just gets into him, starts wailing on him, and then that's when Titan and Grave come in.
They have to step in between them, and they're like, Jesus Christ, April.
And that's when April was like, it was you, like, you're the one putting up to this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, dude.
Honey, this is his own doing.
No, he's like, no, I didn't fucking want him here. I told him if he comes back, I'm beating his ass.
I'm beating his ass. And he owes like $50,000
to the Mason brothers.
Yeah, to the Mason brothers.
And then Grave pays it. Like,
yeah,
no.
Grave pays it off
because
for them.
they come in, they wreck the flower shop.
Yeah, they wreck the flower shop. They wreck all of April's shit, and it's like, it's fucked. But like, Grave helps out. He pays off the debt. He's like, what do I gotta do? They want him to fight at their place for a while, and he's like, whatever. Like, you know, he's just in love with April, and he's a little delulu because he's high as shit all the time.
I know.
Or drunk. So it's like, okay, it is what it is.
But then, being with April and getting to know her, he takes her out on a date and all that. He does not touch any drugs. He doesn't feel the need.
Because she is his drug.
I know. I was like,
and I was like, my heart. I know addicts aren't supposed to replace people with addictions, but in this case, I think it's perfectly fine.
I know. I was like, oh, you're not trying to kill yourself anymore.
And that's really what the book...
Honestly.
Like, I mean, in the first two books, when they talk about Grave, everybody is like, dude is fucked up. He wants nothing to do with Kingdom. He wants nothing to do with his brothers. He is just like... a ghost.
And like throughout this book, like Bones is like, no, and like everyone
is trying to help
like,
him.
You're going to rehab, you're doing all this, and he's like, fuck off.
I'm not, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Which is great because he ends up doing it on his own
because of
April. And I loved that. Like, I mean, I don't know, I just thought it was great.
I think a lot of this book is just like seeing his journey and everything, and then
his growth.
Then it gets to the point where he comes back.
Shit pops off.
He's supposed to take April on a date. Ends up at the Mason brothers because he was trying to figure some shit out. I don't exactly remember what, like, but he was just waiting to talk to whoever, to one of the Mason brothers. Lucy fucking comes in and ruins it.
Ruins everything.
Drugs him.
Yeah.
And then records it.
Yeah, she drugs him and he ends up standing up April and ODing.
Yeah.
Basically. And they had to save his ass.
Yeah,
dude.
April comes in with Titan and Bones, I believe.
April sees the text and video from Lucy on Graves' phone.
Right.
And it looks like Lucy is about to commit or unalive herself.
Well, no, because at first, like... They had to resuscitate Grave.
Yes.
So they get through all of that.
Yes.
And then it leads up to they went, because she was like, no, something is wrong with Lucy. Convinces Grave to go.
And
then
help
they have
her
to,
regardless. Yep. But she's a fucking bitch.
That was hard to read. I was like, fuck, dude.
I mean, and it's like, the shit Lucy's pulling is so real.
Yeah.
For those that like have struggled with depression. It's very real. Mm-hmm. So it is hard to read.
Especially if you're an addict as well.
Yeah, but like, it's very well written.
Yeah.
Because it hits home. I mean, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah. But then Lucy comes in, says thank you to April in the flower shop, and then the next fucking day, she ends up dying.
Yeah.
But we find out why. Like, it wasn't on her, because she said she was going to go and get better.
Yeah, she was going to try, and, after Lucy drives, I put Grave drove to the airport to see Jimmy and confronts him about killing Lucy, and then he kills Jimmy. So even though, like, his love lies with April, he still is like, Lucy didn't deserve that shit.
Not at all, and he recognized that.
And that was cool, because, again, that's a lot of character growth, especially in the beginning. He's like, fuck you. Like, I don't care about you. Like, literally fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to talk to you.
I'm not answering you. Get the fucking, like...
Mm-hmm. And it was interesting, like, Grave really, like, pushed Lucy away when he was in his depression. Mm-hmm. Or, not Lucy, but April. And
for, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then he finds out that, she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And he checks himself into rehab the next day.
He gets her portrait tattooed on him. That's where Cross comes in during the whole depression. 2 weeks, gets the...
Because she had drawn the photo, the image of herself, and then he gets it tattooed on his arm, and then he frames the photo to hang in her flower shop. And I was
it Emily was like, no, we're hanging this?
Yeah. And I was like, fuck, yes, you are. You're hanging that. But so it's really cool, and they, like, check him into rehab, and then, like, Titan takes him to rehab, and him and Titan have been, like, really butting heads.
Yeah.
And, like, trying to get Grave help here. Because Titan's like, get it together.
Yeah, like, come on, do it for your fucking brother. Like, Bones is going goddamn crazy, and you're not going to listen to him, but, like, come on. Like, I see you as a brother.
If you can't do it for your brother, do it for yourself. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for the goddamn baby
and
that
he's
April's
like,
about to have.
Let's go.
Bones surprises Grave with an I love you and an apology for like letting him lose himself
after everything with like his mom and dad.
And I thought that was really heartfelt. And it does play out for like when we get to Bones's book too.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I thought that was cool. And it was just like a good moment between them because they've all been fussing and fighting with each other so much that it was like we kind of needed the brothers to come together here. Yeah. For, if not to all be on the same page for what's going to happen in the next book. Again, she does a lot of like building. On her shit.
And then April's finding a whole bunch of shit out and like trying to find what she wants and what to do because she's always ended up with like shitty ass people and then Grave pulls all this shit. Like,
yeah, but April just decides that, like, babies are priority.
Yeah, she's like, I understand if you want to be here, but I'm raising this child. And he's
like... No
matter
what.
No, I'm going to fucking go. And then, Grave leaves her a note because they, like, stay together. And then he dipped in the morning.
He dips for a bit, yeah.
To go to rehab.
Yep. He's just like, I gotta go.
All while he's there, he's just thinking, like, oh, she's not going to be there when I come back. She's not going to want to be with me.
And she's there.
And she's there.
And she wants him. Yeah, she's waiting for him. She wants him. There weren't like a lot of like sexy scenes. I think there were really only like 2. Yeah. Kind of jumping around, but like Grave wakes at Titans and hears Bones and Titan tag teaming Emily from the previous book. So it's cool that she does that, right?
And he would keep digging at Bones and at Titan about
the whole like sharing Emily thing. He keeps like making jokes and it's like, that's not a joke, that's a dig.
It really is.
Like, ugh. And their first hookup, April and Grave, it was not what Grave was expecting. And again, it's not really like sexy, but he stays the night and he has that moment of like, I'm not high or drunk. Yeah. And you're kind of like, she's your addiction now, sir. So it was fun. I mean, again, like, it's smutty. It's dark. You have a lot of character development. A lot. I mean, the way she continues to, like, pile in the characters is amazing. And it can get confusing, but, like, the books are fairly short. Yeah. So it's just been a while since we read these because we've been on Crescent City for a minute. But this one was pretty good. I actually would give this, like, a 3 out of 5. It wasn't my favorite of the 5 books. I liked this one
a little more over Titan.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I think it's because of the whole like addiction aspect and seeing that growth.
And they introduce like more of the airport here. Yeah. So we get like sneak peek into that like racing world and like their illegal relationship that they have with the Mason brothers. But yeah, there's quite a bit that happens. So, like, when Jimmy, towards the end, when he rapes and kills Lucy, I think it was Titan and Grave pump his stomach and then let him, like, choke on his own
it's
vomit.
Grave and Lucy's brother.
Oh, is that who it was?
Yes.
Okay, Turner.
Because Turner comes in and was like, I need your help. And Grave's like, let's fucking go.
Let's do it. But, yeah, I thought it was wild that they pumped his stomach only to let him choke on his own vomit.
I loved it. I was like, Serge, you fucking right, you
Damn,
dick.
Chantel, you dark. I like it. And
this is just the touch of her darkness.
I can't even, like... I'm afraid to, like, suggest these books to somebody because they're going to be like, holy shit, girl, you are fucked up.
I know, and I'm just waiting for the next... I'm waiting for madness. When does she fucking drop the...
I already have it pre-ordered.
Yeah, but I want to know who it's about.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. She keeps teasing me so hard that I'm like, you can just fuck right off until the book comes out.
I know.
And then she'll be like, people think my TikToks are like this, but they're really like, and I'm like, that is how you make me feel, Shantel.
Uh-huh.
You're making me feel frustrated. Who are we reading about next? Who am I waiting for?
Honestly.
God damn. But yeah, this is a good one. The usual trigger warnings with all of her books. Like, I mean, there's rape, murder, suicide, forced marriage, praise king, like all of them.
Yeah.
If the trigger warning isn't as long as my arm, I'm not reading it.
Facts.
And hers are as long as your
my arm.
Maybe two. It depends on the book. Because I've noticed like her trigger warnings in the Dark Kingdom books are shorter than when you get into the Lord's book.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Lord's books are like multiple pages of trigger warnings, and here they're only like just a couple. But it is interesting to see how we are tying every single person in for carnage and for madness. And I'm like, are we going to hear about the Mason brothers in madness? Are we going to hear more about the King's brothers? I assume we are because of the way they left off carnage.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited.
I'm just over here like, girl, get the next book
We
out.
have too many books that I'm like waiting for, and this is ridiculous.
I know. I'm like, get them out now. Now.
I need to start saving up my PTO.
Do we have a TBR? Yeah.
Oh,
but those books I'm waiting on,
they're gonna be priority.
I'm like really waiting on them for a reason.
Yep.
So, but yeah, we'll come back and do Cross and Bones.
Once I finish them.
Yeah, the last two books in this series, and we'll be back with Night Swim because we're gonna review that bitch.
More of Crescent City,
and then we'll do some Crescent City probably.
Hell yeah.
Well, at least touch on the first book. I think we have to do the first book.
Oh yeah.
So
we'll go through that series because we're gonna need some time to read the third once it pops. Once it comes out.
Yeah, and that's why like it gets hard to like record when we're like reading so much and so quickly, and then like taking notes on our books and on our movies, and then we're working in between, right?
Yes.
And then life happens, like the kids get sick, like shit happens, right? So we do our best to like get episodes out every Thursday, but like sometimes it may not happen. Like life happens, dude. Like we're humans.
I had to take a week there.
And like there are times where we are just so balls deep into a book that like we aren't even worried about what we read last week because I can't think about anything other than what we're currently sucked into. Yep. And we were like almost on that line for this recording because we're over here like burning Solace and like talking about Crescent City.
That's all that's been on my mind right now.
Yes, I'm very much like in their world.
Yes.
Like I'm like, I'm trucking around Crescent City. I'm going to go to the quartz gates. Like I got this. Maybe I'll run into an archangel. It's fun.
Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe I'll make the drop. Will you be my anchor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. As long as I have an anchor,
I know.
I'm good.
You chose anybody else, I'd be pissed.
Yeah. I'm going to be like insulted if you didn't ask me.
Insulted, I know.
Like, I'm going to launch your ass from that drop.
You're like, now you ain't fucking doing shit.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep you down here. You picked so-and-so. I launched you back up. I'm going to fight them so they can't even help you. Can you imagine, like, Danica just, like, going at somebody else? Just
get the fuck out of here.
But yeah, so if you're ever wondering, like, why we are maybe not, like, so caught up on a book that we read 2 months ago, it's because
of this.
Like, it's what, January 22nd?
24th.
We're on our 7th book of the year. Well, I'm on my 7th.
I'm only on my...
But 2 of them have been Crescent City, and they're each like 900 pages.
Yeah. Well, you've been reading a lot of like the smaller books, and I've just been so stuck on Crescent, so I read the first and I'm almost finished with the second. That's all I've had time just because of all the shit that's been going on in my life right now too. So like that's all I've been able to do. But believe me, once I get these Crescents done, I'll be popping off with the other books.
Yes. And then I'm just a little behind. I'm like halfway through Crescent City too. And I'm like, I gotta finish this bitch. Well, even before we started recording, I was like, so this happened and this happened and this happened.
Updates.
I know. I was like, and this happened. And my fiance's listening to the first Crescent City book. And we are like, hurry the fuck up.
I come in and I'm like, you done yet?
The first thing she says, she's like, you done with the book yet? And he's like, no.
I love coming in and like just grilling. I don't get to see him too often. I don't really come over. Like we're always at work or whatnot.
Yeah,
you know,
or like
I just
doing
come over to
other
record.
shit. Yeah.
So when I do see him, I'm like, what do you want?
But good thing he's a good sport about it.
I know.
He's like, I know. I know.
So I love him.
Last night was so funny because he's like starting to doze off while he's listening, and then he goes, they summoned a demon? And I'm like dozing off, right? I'm over here like watching my show, and I'm like, Adis? And he's like, yeah. And I was like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, have fun.
Nice little.
I like
little
rolled
kitty.
back over, and then he was like, I couldn't go back to sleep because I was like, they summoned a demon. Yeah, sir, that is why I'm so fucking sucked in. And I have brought up that if he reads the books, I think it would be faster than listening.
Probably.
But I don't know.
He doesn't like to read.
We like to read.
Yeah.
We like to read. I like to look at those words.
Yep, same.
Make images in my head.
Because then I can like focus on, especially with like the Chantel's books and things like that. Like any books, like I have my own voice
in your head
that they sound like to me. So when I'm there's only a few narrators that I enjoy reading. So I'm like, no,
that's not how I heard that person.
Yeah, but like for those few, I'm like, yeah, I can see that as their voice, so that's cool.
So I did ask Chris because Labaha or Lily in the first Crescent City book, I imagined her like voice like really high pitched and like squeaky, and I wanted to know like how the narrator did it spot fucking on for how it was in my head. Dude, she's so tiny and like chunky and flamey.
I say her name is like Lele.
Oh, see, I thought it was Lily and BB.
Yeah, like BB. I don't know. I just said it was like Lele. Like Lebaha.
Lebaha? Okay, that's what I was... and then when I was like shortening it, I was Lily.
Yeah, and I think it's because when I heard Leba, I was like Lele.
That makes sense.
I don't know. See, but that's the other thing though. It's like when you're reading and you're going through these, it's like you have your own way of doing it. Am I saying that right?
I don't care. That's how I'm saying it in my head while I'm reading it. Like, I was calling Baxian Baraxian in my head. Like, I was adding an R in there.
That's where I got the Braxian.
Oh, you're right. That's what that's from. Okay, don't put names like that so similar. Okay, I know we're in different worlds and they're gonna cross at some point. So like, you can't have a Braxian and a Baxian.
Yep.
Just saying, Sarah J. Maas.
I'm like, that makes more sense now. Anywho,
we'll be back next Thursday.
Yep.
And I hope you have a great weekend.
Yep, have fun. Stay warm.
Stay warm and cozy.
Yeah.
Don't freeze your tittles off. Don't drown in the floods. There's a lot going on in the world.
Fucking A.
I just don't want to freeze my tits off.
Yes, same.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you'd like to see more from us, you can find us on Instagram at The Midnight Babes Podcast and on TikTok at The Midnight Babes. Stay spooky, friends.